everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so ecstatic to chat with you a little bit about the A Daily Occurrence preset collection. Ta-da! So exciting. So I want to share a couple of edits and images with you here. First off, I want to mention that this preset collection was designed for your daily occurrences, the places that you go, and the pockets of light in your home, and those moments in and out and around and everywhere you go. There is a preset in this collection for every kind of scenario, which is really great. So it is an extensive collection of presets. So I guarantee you'll be able to find something as either a one-click solution or a great base to start off a really creative edit. So let's get started, and I am going to share with you a couple of mine here. So let's start with this one. Sophie and the sprinkler. Okay, so first off, I'm going to head off to the develop module. And the first thing I notice is that the photo is a little bit crooked, so let's fix that. Also, I'm going to want to get rid of any sort of distracting elements that I don't like that big old red ball. And this here, and that there. Perfect, that's pretty good. Okay, so for this image, I'm pretty sure what I'm going to want to use here is sunshine. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so I've applied sunshine. I am the kind of shooter that underexposes my images, but these presets were designed to be multi-use for all kinds of shooters. Those who expose perfectly, those who expose a little bit lighter, and for those of you like me who expose a little bit darker. So in some situations, you might just want to bring down the exposure a little bit or bring it up a little bit, depending on how you shoot. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. That's about where I want it. The other thing that I want to do here is I want to add some warmth. So I'm going to bring up the warmth and the temperature till I am satisfied with that. I'm going to come in with my brush tool here, and I've got some warm brush tools down here, and I'm going to brush in right where these highlights are. I want some added warmth. You can even see there's some over here by the gate. So anywhere I've got these warm or these sprinkler highlights, I want where the sun is coming in, I want a little bit of punch there. There we go. Now just to tweak this just a little bit more, I just want a little bit more. I'm going to bring down my blacks a little bit more. I want to add a little bit more depth and bring up my lights here in the tone curve panel. A lot of people like to use this here, but I actually prefer the sliders. They just work better for me. So I often will punch up my whites a little bit and punch down my blacks, and that just adds depth to my photographs. So there we go. A little bit more warmth. There we go. Perfect. You can see there we go. Okay, so that is sunshine. Let's hop over to a black and white. Okay, this is one of my favorite images of 2020. So I designed these presets around and named them and designed them around certain images. This one was rain. So I'm going to apply rain here to this. And quite honestly, like, I mean, I don't feel like I really have to do too much to this image. It almost like feels like a one click here. But I'm going to crop it in a little bit. And I'm going to come up to the graduated filter here. And I want to add some depth in the sky, and I want to add some depth in the water. So I'm going to start with the sky, and I'm going to bring that down. There we go. See how that is? Good. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing down here. So I'm creating depth along the bottom, and I'm adding some dramatic cloud. I'm enhancing the dramatic clouds up top, and that really brings the focus and the attention to the subjects in the center of my photograph, which obviously is my two youngest children. I actually want this to be a little bit darker, so you can click on the graduated filter tool here and then click on this circle here, and that's going to allow you to re-enter your edit there. And I'm just going to bring that down a bit more. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I feel like this is done. Now, let's head over to this one here. So there's two presets in this collection that are incredibly good for overcast, muted sort of toning. And I have named them Country and Winter. And both of them, although great in lots of different scenarios, I found that they really suited me the most in these kinds of situations where I had these browns, you know, some greens, yellow, oranges, things like that, where I had sort of more muted tones. So I think what I like better between Country and Winter is I like the Country a little bit better. It's just got a little bit of a different undertone to it. So I'm going to just crop this in. Now I do actually like this as is, but I'm going to just be a little bit picky here, and I want to brighten up my son's face just a little bit. And I want to add some depth in the grass here. I'm not loving these highlights in here in this bit of green, and I want to just add a little bit of depth in there. So I'm going to bring in the graduated filter here again and bring it up. Perfect. Okay, good to go. I would leave this as is. I might come in here to the dog's face, Josie. This is our Josie girl. And get rid of this little, if I was to be picky, which maybe I will be today with you guys. Now that I'm in it, I might as well finish it off. I don't use Photoshop at all, and not because I don't want to, I just have not ever had the time to learn it. And but I find most of everything that I need in Lightroom. It really 99% of what I need is in Lightroom. So there we go. Let's head over and do another black and white. This one. Oh, Sophie. Okay. This one is appropriately named Snow. So I'm going to bring down my highlights just a tad. It looks good as is, but I'm just going to fine tune it. Bring down my highlights and my whites just a little bit. And I'm also going to come back down here to the tone curve panel and bring down my darks again. Just want to add a little bit more depth in here. Now what I'm going to do is I kind of got the coloration that I want. I'm going to come and tidy up the image. So I want to get rid of these footprints in here. There we go. Any kind of distracting elements that are going to take my eye away from the subject of the image I want to get rid of. And I am quite picky about this sort of stuff, I'll get rid of even the tiniest speck. That's just who I am. Like that one. Okay, and the other thing I'm going to get rid of here is I find buttons to be quite distracting. I'm going to get rid of the buttons I don't want, and this little dirt bit here, I'm going to get rid of that as well. And I could probably spend a lot of time cloning it out, but I'm not going to. It's on her black jacket, and I'm just going to get the burn tool, and I'm going to come over here and just darken it up. Maybe not that much because that doesn't look. Let's bring it up to about 80. See how we go. It's better. Okay. Actually looks pretty good. If I wanted to get really picky, I could zoom in on her face and get rid of any little flecks and things, but I'm not going to do that today. But honestly, the preset itself is pretty much one click. I mean, it's just me sort of fine tuning. So you'll find that you don't need to do very much at all. Okay, let's do another color one. This one. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use Morning Light. Honestly, the depth in here is incredible. The only thing I'm going to add, and this will vary every time you use this, is just depending on how much light you've got streaming in. I just want to add a little bit of warmth to this image. That's it. Done. I wouldn't do anything else here, which is awesome. Quick, easy, done. Another image we can do, let's do this one. This is Forest. It's the preset I'm going to use. So I've got click on Forest over here. Again, all I'm going to do is add a little bit of warmth till it's to my liking. I'm going to come in here with my brush and go down to the warmer one. And I'm going to come in, and anywhere I've got any sunshine flecks, I'm just going to add that brush on there just to give it a little bit more of a punch. And I'm going to come in here with the graduated filter, put it back to burn, and I just want to create a little bit of depth in here, but I don't want it to come up onto her body. So I'm going to start this way and come this way. There we go. I just want a little bit of depth in that corner there. Perfect. Okay. So maybe, let's see. Should we do one more? Let's see the spring one here. So the spring one was designed to make those spring greens have more depth and give them a little bit more pop. So I'm going to head over here and go spring. Perfect. And then again, the graduated filter, I'm going to come up this way. I want to just add a little bit more depth to that grass and highlight the action that's happening in the center. I want to crop this in just a little bit more. Bring it back here. And then the only other thing that I want to do is I've got some gray clouds coming in here. I just want to brighten that up a little bit. So I'm going to use the graduated filter again, but I'm going to use a dodge tool this time and just want to have a little bit more brightness in that sky. And then I find this distracting. So I'm going to get rid of those little fluff balls here. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So really, other than just adding a little bit of depth in this image and a few small changes, really it was one click for me, which is awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching and learning a little bit about how I'm using these presets. I am always available for questions if anybody has any questions on how to use them. And I would love it, love it, love it if you would also share with me when you're using them. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoy them, and I'll chat soon.